So I've been totally busy, occupied with a new position I've taken, uh, aka a job, and I haven't even been tweeting very much. So I just thought I'd put something together right now in the spur of the moment because what I'm seeing is a lot of people. I mean, it's not exactly unusual. There are a lot of people on the left. This is what I talk about, right? Like people on the left. There are a lot of people who are supposed to be on the left, and they're sort of wasting their time doing things that are not really leftist. And there are some serious issues out there. I met with a friend of mine last week, and he is barely surviving. He's now in his twilight years. He's in his 80s, and he doesn't really have money. So I took him out to dinner, and he eats I think he eats once a day. I think he might skip a day out of the week. Um, because he used to run a stamp business, but what ended up happening was COVID hit him hard, and now his usual vendors are not contacting him, so he doesn't have any business, and he's suffering. That's just one example I can give you on a personal level, but there are a lot of people who are basically in survival mode, and things are not good. Things are not good in this country. I had a whole. You can just look at my videos. I talk about a lot of the problems we have, environmental degradation, etc., etc. And then I turn to the online left and I see these people engaged in activities which are really about self-promotion and have nothing to do with anything. And it's really stunning how stupid this whole thing is. Like liberals right now are obsessed with they're obsessed with what is it? The debt ceiling. The debt ceiling was something that came to be because Obama made it a bargaining chip. So the Democratic Party created that issue. And the Democratic Party loves having that issue because they would rather be pinned down to the right than actually being able to say to the left, okay, we'll do what you want, right? They don't want that. They want a reason to go to the left wing of their party and say, we can't do it. We can't deliver it. There are every single time there's an impasse or there's an issue, all these liberals who are on the Twitter sphere or are part of university, they're professors or whatever they always are inventing new ways to get around the Republicans. Like, you could do this, you could do that. I mean, there's a way right now. I'm barely interested in reading about it because it's the idea that the President of the United States can't get around some of these procedural hurdles, or that he is at the mercy of the Republicans on the budget impasse. Like, they can't raise the debt ceiling. This is money that they already spent. So what the Republicans are threatening to do is essentially kill dollar hegemony and ruin the American economy because they don't want to spend money that they already spent, that we already spent. That's it. Essentially what it is. It's crazy. And the liberals themselves make this an agenda. It's like it shouldn't be a part of the agenda. It should just be a given. But they go through this dance, and what I'm saying is it's all Kabuki theater. The Democrats really have no intention of letting anything happen, and the Republicans have no intention of sabotaging the economy. It's just a game that they play. And in the end, it's a way for them to justify their particular positions to their ridiculous constituencies. The Republicans can then claim to their constituents, oh yeah, we're fiscal conservatives, even though that doesn't really exist. There's no such thing as a fiscal conservative. You can't be a fiscal conservative in a modern economy in the United States and have $1 trillion of expenditure every single year for the national security state. That's what we have officially. It's actually more than $1 trillion, but because there's black budgets and stuff. And the Democrats, same thing. I mean, they just want to be able to make an excuse. Hey, well, that's why we're not doing what we're doing, because of this, because of the Republicans. That's the reason they like Republicans, and that's the reason they always give Republicans the benefit of the doubt, and that's why they give Republicans, they agree with what Republicans are doing, basically. And they play the game because it enables them to say to the left wing of the party, this is what we have to do, and you're not getting what you want because we can't get it past the Republicans. Then when they're in the majority, they can't deliver on needed legislation, even when Republicans are not in the way. So they don't meet their promises, and then their own voters get disappointed and then don't vote them into office. The Republicans inevitably win, and then they go right back to the excuses. Well, the Republicans won't let us do things. So, I mean, that's basically what's going on. And while that's been happening, like, I go to YouTube and I see that YouTubers like Bad Empanada, who I don't really know, because there's just a boatload, like a sewer load of these people who are supposedly left-wing YouTubers who don't do anything. Like, they don't do anything. If you're having a debate, because he just had a debate with Matt from Majority Report. If you don't know who any of these people are, don't worry, because they're completely not important. But the debate had to do with, they were debating stereotypes about Argentine fascists. Like, that's their the discussion they're having. I guess because Bad Empanada is from South America, might be from Argentina, and I guess because I don't know if you know, but most Argentines are very what's the word? They're chauvinist in their own way. I'm not saying they're sexist. I mean a chauvinist, like jingoistic, nationalistic. They're very proud of their country, and I have no idea, because it's on my to-do list to watch that video. I may not even get through it, but I'm like, why does this even matter? Apparently, a lot of Western, whatever that means, basically lefties from gringo countries or from English-speaking countries, that's what that really means, have put down lefties from non-English speaking countries. And this is a reoccurring theme on the left, which is another reason I wanted to mention it. There are a lot of people from non-English speaking countries that are mad. They're mad at lefties from English speaking countries. And this is a thing, right? Like, it's completely stupid and boring. Why are you getting mad at lefties and then claiming, like, for example, if Bad Empanada is a dumbass, and I criticize him for being a dumbass, he is going to use the fact that I'm from an English-speaking country. I was born in an English-speaking country anyway. English was not my first language, but I was born here. So, ergo, there's something wrong with you. That's why you're not completely a lefty, or that's not why you're agreeing. You're not agreeing with me, not because you have a point, but because you're a gringo, or you're a gavacho, or you're a Seppo stan. They have a lot of lingo for people from English-speaking countries or from the United States, so, or from the global north or whatever. So what that is that's identity politics. That is as stupid as K-Hive on Twitter defending Kamala Harris from criticism by calling critics sexist or racist or whatever. It's the left-wing version of that, if you want to use that term. So that's what Bad Empanada is basically concerned with. It's not that I'm defending Matt. I don't even know what the content of their debate is. As far as I'm concerned, both Matt and Bad Empanada are idiots. I don't really care. But what I think is ridiculous is people deciding that they're going to criticize English-speaking leftists for being English-speaking leftists, as opposed to what? Right? I mean, the implication is that we're all soiled because we're from America. There's a case to be made for that, but you got to make it. You can't just say automatically, oh, this guy's got white skin, and this guy's from Ohio, and this guy's from... That's not how it works. Anyway, so I just can't believe at a time like this, with so much misery, that people are engaged in stupid stuff like these fake debates that don't mean anything, or they're engaged in fighting with Republicans. Don't fight with a Republican. Don't fight with a Republican, because there's no point. There's no point. The Democrats don't want to win. They don't want to win, right? And they could win debates from here until the end of time, which they generally do. They win their debates because even though Democrats are capitalists and they're not socialists, they're not leftists, they're a little bit on firmer logical grounds than the Republicans are. And so they often win on the issues intellectually, but they lose anyway, right? Well, what's the point in getting involved in a discussion like that? Because Republicans don't care. I mean, they do not care. Like if what's happening, like for example, take transphobia. Are Republicans transphobic? Are they homophobic? I'm going to say a lot of them are. You pointing that out and pointing out, for example, just recently a woman was arrested somewhere in the United States. Couldn't even look at the story because it was so horrendous. She was arrested because she was a lesbian, and so she did not look like what Republicans think a woman should look like. So she was arrested for possibly being the wrong gender in a ladies' room, right? You think that I'm going to go and confront Republicans about their hypocrisy and their stupidity? Look, your anti-trans laws are actually punishing real women. The answer is they don't care. Why? Because they like going after lesbians too. So you're wasting your time pointing out how stupid anti-trans laws are. Uh, it's a waste of time. They hate everybody and they don't care. They do not care. They don't care. As a party, they think Biden, who works for the credit card companies and is corrupt, they think he's a socialist or some sort of communist. So it's a waste of time debating some of these topics. And it's so sad to see during these times of need that people are just off talking about stupid shit that doesn't matter. Anyway, that's my thought. I'll be back maybe at the end of this week with some more videos. I think I'm going to make a video about probably Doctor Who on the left. I forgot his name, but you know who I'm talking about. The guy that runs Current Affairs, the magazine. So anyway, like and subscribe and give me some of your input. And talk to you guys soon. Bye.